Bon Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. It's the youth movement back here in the locker room. The intern, Andrew Leeds, is in the house, and, of course, the young producer, Danny Ryan, both college graduates. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Billy. How are you doing?
Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, Billy Boy. College graduates, I like you mixing that in there. It's fresh. It's new.
I'm proud of you boys. Now,
Appreciate it.
Danny, you were away last week. You went down to New Orleans, Nolans. That's a crazy town. And you know what I told you before the show started? You know, I used to work at U.S. Airways, so I've been everywhere. I mean, I've been everywhere. But there's only 3 places in this country that I haven't been, and Nolans is one of them.
Yeah.
New Orleans, Seattle, and I never made it to San Antonio. Now, I still can fly for free.
Yeah.
So eventually it'll be on my bucket list, I guess. But that's a wild town, isn't it?
Yeah, just spend an extended weekend there maximum. I don't think you need a whole week there, but I would not do it again, I would say. And I think a lot of people I went with would agree with me, but you have to do it at least once in your lifetime to experience it. So it was a good time. Crazy
time. And, of course, while you were gone, the Sixers lost the series to the Boston Celtics in 7, and we talked about it yesterday. You guys had a reprieve there, Mr. Andrew Leeds, the intern. You got to keep your beard, but Danny, look at his new haircut. He's sporting a mullet.
I saw it on his Instagram story. I slid up. I said, "Oh my God, look at that!" And I put the fire emojis, but I like it. It's a change up.
Thank you, Danny. Yeah, I figured, you know what, if I wasn't gonna, I didn't have to shave the beard, I might as well change it up some way.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. Again, I mentioned yesterday, it is more mullety than I was going for like a half mullet, and it is kind of just full mullet, but I like it.
You did trim your beard somewhat.
I trimmed it, but I didn't shave it. Yeah, it's
clean it up for you.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, yesterday we had Jeffrey Nash from FastLaneHandicapper.com because it was 148th running of the Preakness, and it was very exciting. And let's hear the stretch call. What a great race yesterday. And it's a shame because, Danny, I think the younger generation is kind of not – the horse racing is kind of falling off, and I think it's a sin because that was such a great race yesterday. National Treasure wins by a nose.
Yeah.
And you could hear the enthusiasm of the call. But you didn't even watch it, did you?
I did not. And you're completely right there. The youth isn't as interested in horse racing.
You young guys, man.
I think the one thing that'll save it is sports betting and horse betting. I mean, that's always been around, but now with the newer generation getting their hands on it, that might intrigue them to tune into the Kentucky Derby. But yeah, you're right. I mean, not many people are interested.
Of course, National Treasure wins yesterday, and Madge doesn't win, and then there's no shot for the Triple Crown. But what a horse race! It was a photo finish. Andrew, did you watch the Preakness last night? Did you get a chance?
No, I did not get a chance. I was actually interested, and then I just lost track of time. Because what time?
It went off at 7:01.
Yeah, see, I was busy then, but I did want to because I don't know much about horse racing, being a young guy. But Jeffrey Nash had a lot of good input.
He had a lot of good input. His website, the FastLaneHandicapper.com, is a great resource to check out all the races. Always up to date. That was fun to watch. And of course, yesterday, Andrew, after the show, I went to see my 102-year-old mom and hung out with her for a little bit. So I didn't get home until 5 o'clock. I missed Schwarber's Grand Slam. And even though our buddy is only hitting with about 176, he had four RBIs. Just he's in the 5 slot where he should be.
Yeah, finally putting him down in the order where he deserves to be.
Right?
Yeah, because he's putting down the order, and things like what happened yesterday happens. He gets more than one run in at a time.
Yeah, It's crazy. Crazy concept there, Andrew. Don't bat him leadoff, and more RBIs could come across the score.
And it's good to see Aaron Nola pitching really well yesterday. I thought he was He had his fastball working. He kept the ball down in the. And what do you have? 12 Ks? You have 10 Ks yesterday.
His only flaw came from a 2-run home run from Dansby Swanson later on in the game, and at that point he was a little worn out, but he had the lead, so he was pitching comfortably.
Yeah, and you'd like to see him get more consistent. Did you get to watch that? I got to watch a little bit. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. It is nice to see Aaron Nola get some. Hopefully, this allows him to build some consistency because again, this year he's had these moments where he's looked great, and he's had moments where he's not looked so great. So hopefully this does turn the corner for him.
And every Sunday we go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Tommy gives us his thoughts on the Phillies week that was and previews today's game against the Cubs. And hopefully we can win the series. Obviously we got beat. What is going on with the scores, Andrew? I mean, they're like football scores in a couple of these games.
Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, leave it to the Phillies to lose one game by like 10 and then win the next game by 10 because that's just the team that they are. But I mean, it's very strange. I feel like we've been getting a lot of high scores this season. So maybe that's the pitch clock.
Yeah.
Do you think speeding up the game is like making the pitchers
and by the way, I've been watching the times of all these games. It's been working. Their average time is about 2 hours and 47 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So Danny,
stolen bases are astronomically up.
Yeah, but except for with Trey Turner, he's not stealing. By the way, they sat him yesterday, and I think maybe it was good to make him sit down and watch, just take a break, because I know we're going to get a better Trey Turner, Andrew, than what we're seeing now.
Yeah, right now is definitely him just still going through a slump. Danny brought up before the show a great stat that I wanted him to bring up with Trey Turner, and I think that does probably have to do with the struggle that is going on. Take it away, Danny.
Yeah, 6 games in the World Baseball Classic. Granted, you have to factor in it's against AA, AAA pitching and some overseas pitching, but he had 5 home runs and 11 RBIs compared to 44 games with the Philadelphia Phillies where he has 4 home runs and 10 RBIs.
And he's got 6 errors this year already, and he's made some errors that really, really cost the team. You know, you get like the other day when he did that backhand, I think it was a double play ball, and he booted it. And pitchers. We'll ask Tommy Greene this: when your defense isn't playing well behind you, what's that do to the mental psyche of a pitcher?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has to derail you to some degree.
Right?
If you're in a groove, like say, for example, the groove Aaron Nola was in yesterday, and then Trey Turner has an error, let's say Alec Boehm has an error at third, then all of a sudden, if that's in the same inning especially, things start to unravel, your confidence lowers, and then as Andrew mentioned with the pitch clock, you have to get the delivery out much faster with all of those implications on your mind. So it definitely has to have some effect.
He moved, what do you think, Andrew? He moved Castellanos into the second hole, second slot yesterday. He went 1 for 4. Like I said, I didn't get to see the whole game on the television. I listen, I love Scott Fransky, and I think he does a really good job describing the action. Remember, a radio announcer's job is a lot tougher.
You're painting the picture. You're
painting a picture, where TV, the picture's there on the canvas, and now you're just enhancing it. It does, for me, and believe me, I love listening on the radio, but there's something to be said for that. But also, when you don't see it on TV, it's hard to really
because there's certain things that don't get put up, like what's his body language looking like? Does it seem like he's confident? Does it seem like he's nervous going up to the plate? I mean, Nick Castellanos the 2-hole. If it works, it works. I know you said he went 1 for 4 yesterday. I mean, I'm fine with whatever is best for this lineup. Whatever equates to wins, just do it. I don't care if it looks pretty. It can be the ugliest lineup on paper of all time.
That is such a guys need off lineup. You have Castellanos in the 2-hole. Garrett Stubbs came in to pinch hit for JT Realmuto, as well as Josh Harrison in the 2-hole for Castellanos. One bright spot I do want to mention, though, the man, the myth, the legend, son of Roger Clemens, Cody Clemens.
How about him? Huh?
He had a 2-run home run in that same inning where Schwarber hit the grand slam. In his last 9 starts, he's 10 for 31, batting at a .323 average. 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, and he's manufactured 7 runs on the base paths.
And he's been mainly playing at first base.
Yeah, he's been subbing in whenever they need it. And then he also, to top it off, cherry on top, has 2 scoreless appearances in relief.
Yeah, I know, right.
The next Shohei Ohtani.
Some his dad's never done.
Yeah.
All right, and of course, the NBA playoffs, man, full swing. How about the Denver Nuggets going up 3 games to none?
I'm sick.
I mean, you know what I look about? We're going to talk a lot about basketball and the Sixers specifically. And we're going to look at some of the coaching candidates that are going to be looked at by Daryl Morey. And we're going to play some clips, more audio clips from the press conference the other day. We weren't happy with Morey's press conference, were we, Andrew?
No, it definitely did not make me feel more confident about this team moving forward. In fact, it's the
I'm not happy with, just I don't know. It's just his Josh was trying to pass it off as he's like socially awkward when he's buying. I don't buy that. I think
to a degree it comes to his just unnatural like social cues and all that. But I mean, I do think regardless of how he delivered it, what he was saying wasn't that good either. So
right, exactly.
It doesn't really.
I think he failed on both things: his substance of what he had to say and the way he said it.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of Daryl Morey ever since they brought him in to kind of take the reign. Well, just because of the terrible job Elton Brand did before he got here. You needed someone.
Morey's never won anything.
Yeah, he hasn't, but he's done a lot for this organization compared to where it was when Jimmy Butler left a few years ago. After that season where they tried to experiment with Horford and Tobias and Josh Richardson,
right?
Morey had to clean up a lot. He got rid of Danny Green.
All right, so
he brought Danny Green over.
That's all right. I'll buy that.
Because, if you look at the list of moves Daryl Morey's done, he's done some really good things. He traded Josh Richardson for Seth Curry. He drafted Tyrese Maxey, Isaiah Joe, and Paul Reed in the same draft.
He also got rid of Seth
and Charles Bassey.
He also got
rid of Isaiah Joe.
He got rid of Seth Curry, too.
Yeah. He traded Al Horford for Danny Green, which, again, Danny Green's gone. But those two were good players, him and Seth Curry. He signed Andre Drummond and George Niang in free agency, which they were both solid until obviously they traded Andre Drummond.
And as you say, then they traded him.
And then they traded for James Harden, and then they signed PJ Tucker. Those are the good moves that I would say he did. And I mean,
he needs to be more active this offseason. Like he's made small incremental good moves that like hope to get you over the hump, but they haven't. He needs to this offseason overall not just blow up the roster, but revamp it, clear that Toby contract, and really bring in some meaningful role players, or else this team's going to be a second round exit again.
We're going to get into it all. We'll even talk a little NHL in the second hour. NHL playoffs have been pretty exciting. They usually are. Nothing like NHL playoffs. The hockey's just up end to end and a lot of good hitting and a lot of good puck movement. We'll get into all that. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shore to Center City and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey, PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's a straight shot. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. When you get down there, say hello to Renee and Kim, the bartenders. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Hey, book a private party. Give my good friend Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and the youth movement on 97.3 ESPN.
The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio.
Right hand drives, right baseline, ball in the way. Again, Butler nails it.
After 2 straight shocking defeats at home, the Celtics face a critical Game 3 as the series shifts to Miami. Will they respond, or will the Heat take the commanding 3-0 lead? Game 3 of the Heat and Celtics, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern.
Listen to the Eastern Conference Finals exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait, text PLACE to 200-300.
Your list. Billy. Free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the youth movement. Andrew Leeds, the intern. And Danny Ryan producing today. Got the youth guys in here, the youth movement.
Yep.
You know, you guys are invading the studio, these young guys with their young thoughts, new hairstyles. They got a reprieve from you guys both didn't have to shave, and I could shave. By the way, last week when I went home and I was watching the Sixers, as soon as I got home, like 3 minutes were left of the game, the razor was out.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason.
You should have done that at half or a little bit after halftime.
I could have done it ready. I could have done it because they were within what 3 points.
Yeah.
Points
so I was working the Taylor Swift show during Game 7. Yeah. I got to watch the first half on my phone because the doors didn't open until 4:30 and the game started 3:30.
Right.
So the second half started. I looked at my watch. I saw it was 55-52 going to half. Sixers immediately hit a 3, 55-55. I'm like, awesome, let's go. I go away. I start doing my job. I look 10 minutes later, and I see it's 73-55, and I'm like, I guess my watch is glitching. Like the Sixers score didn't go up, and then it went 58-79, and I was like, oh no, we're not good.
Yeah, and just honestly, the same kind of situation happened with me. I was in the airport in New Orleans when I watched the first half. As the halftime buzzer hit, started to board my plane. Got on the plane. I'm like, all right, I'll buy the Wi-Fi, $20, whatever. I'll get the game on. Hopefully it's a good one, and hopefully I see a Sixers win on the plane. Well, first off, the Wi-Fi was terrible, but I already purchased it at that point.
What airline?
American. It was good on the way there.
Airline, man.
It was good on the way there. On the way back, it was bad. But the Wi-Fi was bad. And I was like, all right, finally, I got the game up, got the Wi-Fi, and I looked at the scores, whatever it was, 74-59. I'm not even going to watch this. I'm going to put on a movie. You got to be kidding me.
We established yesterday in the limit in Game 7. That beat is now 0-3 in Game 7. And he's 6-10 in elimination. So, we have to bring in a somehow get like I don't think Joel Embiid he started playing basketball late. That's pretty late. You guys not agree?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I've been playing basketball since I was like 9, and I'm not doing.
Right. Well, maybe there's a lot of coaches. You know, they're obviously now in a coaching search for the next coach of the Philadelphia 76. Sixers, Monty Williams, Nick Nurse, Dave Cassell, Budenholzer, Mike D'Antonio, who I don't want. I don't want him at all. Frank Vogel, just to name a few.
Those are the ones that specifically Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted out were expected to be part of the search. There's some other names as well.
So Yesterday we played some clips from Daryl Morey, and we're going to continue that right now, and we're going to comment on it. Let's play the first one where he says what he's looking for in a head coach, his next head coach. I love how he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. He said, that's what we had in Doc. Well, if that's what you had in Doc, why have you keep getting eliminated in the second round? He hasn't gotten through to the players. Because I think James Harden, Danny might disagree with me, he's been an abject failure. He doesn't done it. We've not made it out of the second round in 2 years, and he can say all he wants about, well, we've only been together for a year and a half. I don't buy it. They're basketball players, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, the fact of the matter
Hit
is,
your shots.
I don't want to say he's been a complete failure yet because there is a chance he might come back, but he's not going to get any better. So your point's at least a little bit valid. My thing is, you hope that you can get that scoring out of him, and you got it in games 1 and 4, but it's a failure in the sense that he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Like, yeah, there's a chance he might come back and they might go farther, but you can't drop 9 points in a game 7 to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Look at the turnovers. Look at he looked like he didn't even belong on an NBA court with some of his drives, throwing the ball into the stands, just getting the ball taken away from him low, because he couldn't either. He was either crossed up in his dribble. He didn't even look like he belonged on the same court as those NBA players. Now, who do you think? Who's the front runner for you, Andrew? Who do you like? Because we didn't discuss this yesterday.
Yeah, so I kind of have a 1A, 1B. My 1B I'll go with first because it's Sam Cassell. I think he's a great coach. He's been our assistant.
From within the
he's from within the organization. I could see it happening. I also everybody has said that he's a great coach.
Well, look what he did with Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, exactly. He seems like a great coach. So he's my 1B. My 1A, though, it was Monty Williams, but I've switched to Nick Nurse. I think Nick Nurse would be a good
I think
fit.
Right now, for me, Monty Williams has the inside track.
Yeah.
Only because he was the 2022 coach of the NBA.
And he was an assistant on our staff with Brett Brown in 2018-19.
He was here, so he knows the organization.
I love Monty as well. And I wouldn't be mad at all.
He's got some cred because he played the game.
Yeah.
My main problem with Monty is just the fact that he's kind of cut from the same cloth as Doc Rivers in my eyes. And I think he's better than Doc Rivers at this point of their careers.
He's younger,
but I would like to change it up. And I think
Rivers
Nick
really
Nurse
does not have an
up.
impressive record in the
he
playoffs.
does not.
I mean,
he is holding on to that 2008 championship for his whole life at this point.
It's been 15 years.
Let's go ahead. It's funny how Daryl Morey, I don't know. There's something I don't trust about him. Something I don't like about him. Let's play the second clip where it says Morey. He's looking for next in the head coach. Strength. It seemed to me that was a lot of double talk there.
I was going to say, he looks like he's just repeating himself and looking for words to say so he can get out of there.
He's like searching for something because he's not. Andrew, what did I say yesterday? If you're being real and you're being honest, you don't have to struggle for stuff. It'll just come out.
Yeah.
Right?
And I have a feeling he was trying to.
If you have conviction in what you're saying.
And like I said, I think he's a smart dude. He did a lot of good things.
Why? Because he went to MIT?
No, give me a break. I don't care.
Because he hasn't.
He could have gone to Harvard, and I would have still thought he was a smart dude for the moves
No, he's
he
an
made.
analytics guy. That's it.
That's
where you got to start.
And that always doesn't work out. As you know.
Statistics.
You know that always doesn't work out, too. So we'll see how that works out this offseason. But, I mean, he seems like he's sugarcoating. Like you said, it seems like he's just trying to tell, frankly, the press what they want to hear. I am intrigued to see, though, D'Antoni was kind of floating around a few years ago when they hired Doc Rivers as a potential candidate. Daryl Morey didn't hire our last head coach in Doc Rivers. It was Elton Brand.
Right.
They hired Morey a few months later. So this is the first head coaching search he'll have for the 76ers.
Yeah, and if he gets D'Antoni, it's the Houston connection.
And I'm scared for that because, like, I'm excited it's his first choice at a head coach, but at the same time, if he brings in D'Antoni, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah, no, I would like to. I mean, D'Antoni, I think he's not the worst option. I personally prefer him over Budenholzer and Frank Vogel.
Like, what is this, Houston North?
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Is that what he's going to go back to? You're telling me this guy that's so smart has to go back to resort to what he had 5-6 years ago?
And if it's something, too, where he brings in D'Antoni and doesn't bring Harden
My man's living in the past, boys.
He is. He's holding on to his past success. And it's one thing if he brings in D'Antoni in and doesn't bring Harden back, but if he brings both back, at that point, what are you trying to do here? An aging Harden, an aging philosophy in D'Antoni, 7 seconds or less offense. I don't get it.
And here's another thing that I want to play. Let's play this next clip because this is kind of funny. In the NBA today, star players pretty much have a big say in who they want on the team as they recruit, players. LeBron James has done it. KD has done it. They've had these like superstar teams, right? Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't play this next clip where he says the players aren't going to have any input? I find that peculiar. Do you buy that, guys?
I don't know if I don't know if I believe
in today's NBA. Don't the players have major input? Like that's my perception.
See, the thing is, you're right, Billy, but at the same time, I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, you look at what Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving did in Brooklyn. They forced Kenny Atkinson out of there and brought in Steve Nash. And Steve Nash was a mess as a head coach.
Right.
So maybe Daryl Morey's on the money here.
I get that, but
you think he's lying?
Not lying. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I didn't buy his. He just wasn't believable enough to me. Maybe because I'm starting not to like him, and I'm biased. But I don't know, Danny. How do you feel about
Essentially, he's saying the players won't have a direct input. What they tell me won't matter, but the style of play and the players they are will affect the decision. So they're going to affect it regardless. Right. Just because you're not going to listen to them directly and say, "Oh, you want, let's just say Monty Williams. I'm going to bring you Monty Williams because you're Joel Embiid." He's saying that's not going to happen. But the type of play style he has that was similar to what Nick Nurse dealt with in Toronto is probably going to have an impact on whether he brings in a Monty Williams or a Nick Nurse.
All right, but guys, you know what? I don't want James Harden back here unless we get him a bargain basement discount because he's not worthy of making max money.
You can't.
That time is past.
You're right. You're completely right. And you can't move Tobias Harris.
I don't know how you feel about this. Yesterday, Andrew, Josh, and I were talking about what kind of competitor wants to go to a team that has no shot at winning. If you're a competitive person, you want to go play in Houston or you want to play in Philadelphia?
A competitor who likes to disappear in game sevens and go to clubs in Houston.
There you go.
That's what it is. My thing is, too, with Harden, like if you move Tobias Harris's contract and then you follow it up with a 4-year max extension for a 34-year-old James Harden, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. How is that benefiting you
whatsoever?
Whatsoever?
My point. If he gets D'Antoni, that's the handwritings on the wall.
Yeah, at that point you can expect.
Then I'm not going to say that MIT degree is going to waste.
At that point, you can expect a second round, if D'Antoni coaches well enough, an early third round exit in the next 4 or 5 years.
Coming up, we're going to be talking with Tommy Greene. We go on the mound with Tommy Greene. We'll talk some Phillies baseball on the other side. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey, PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, there's a new wind blowing at Maserati the Main Line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Main Line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
What's your Mount Rushmore of food?
I'll go grapes. I'll go mango.
Ooh, good one.
I love mango.
Whoa, how'd I overlook mango?
I'll go banana. And then I'll go with the classic apple.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Listen weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321-321. That's ROCK to 321-321.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, welcome back into the locker room. We're broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield, and it's time to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. A longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org, and remember to be a hero. Be a designated driver. Let's go to the Maserati to the main line sports hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy Tommy Greene. Good morning, T.
Hey, good morning. What a pleasant surprise to hear Harry calling that again, man.
I'll tell you what, Tommy, that never, ever, ever gets old for me, and I'm sure not you. But I know you don't get the – I'm sure you don't put that up. Like, that's why I wanted to play it for you because, what was it, May 23rd, 91, I believe he did it.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up 32 years ago.
Wow, you're still looking good, Tommy. You get that youthful look.
Okay, I'll give you the $20 later.
All right, T Greene. Why can't we beat Gabe Kapler? Why can't the Phillies beat Gabe Kapler? What is it with him?
I don't know, man. I tell you what, it's an enigma sometimes. You know, it's kind of whip, but you know, this year's been a little bit. We fared pretty decent against the Marlins, and now it's like going to the Giants. We can't do anything. We got a couple teams. There's always a couple teams that give you trouble. It seems like. You know, I think back over the years. You know, it's like, man, no matter what you do, it just never seems to work out.
Hey, Tommy, what? There's always a player or two that wear you out. Who wore you out?
Yeah.
Like, who couldn't you get out?
Oh, that's a question people. Baby, ask me. You got your obvious, stuff. People. I consider one of the best hitters. I mean, when I played, and at the time, as far as best all-around athlete, hitter, everything, had all the tools, was Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
But I got him out. He got me once, and that type of thing. He hit the ball, but what he did, he hit the ball hard all the time. You know what I mean? No matter, he hit it hard, and I mean that's a talent. So, but. The guy I say who gives me the most trouble, who gave me, it was the inconspicuous guy that you wouldn't think of, was his teammate. One of his teammate was Spanky, Mike LaValliere.
Oh, really? How about that?
The little catcher, the little left-handed catcher, because what made Bond so great, he was willing to use all parts of the field, but he could hurt you with all his power and stuff too. Now, what Spanky could do, he was the same way. He would go to use all the fields, and he never tried to overdo. He's sort of like a Gwynn approach to the plate like that a little bit. But he seemed, if I threw it 96, 97 or whatever I threw it in there, he hit it back at me at 127. I mean, no matter. And he just told me one time. I looked at him like we were at BP one time. They were out there stretching. I looked at him. I said, "Man, what? How did you?" He says, "Hey, I just see you. I just see the ball off of you." He said, strange things about you. Guys are coming back in the dugout saying they can't see it. Barry said he's having a little tough time, and Bonilla and Van Slyke, all those guys. They said they're having a tough time seeing you. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. Some guys got your number, some guys don't.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, as we do each and every Sunday throughout the baseball season. On the Mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Hey, Tommy, when the Phillies really haven't been playing particularly good defense, and I'm wondering, as a pitcher, when you're on the mound and your team is making costly errors, what's that do to a psyche of a pitcher? Or do you just, I know you try to block it out, but you're human, Tommy.
Yeah.
It's got to bother you.
Well, the way I always looked at it, when we had some teams that struggled with the defensive side of it, in 93 was one that we had trouble with shortstop until we got Stocker, until they called Stocker up, and that solidified the defense right there, because he made the routine plays, and then he made some of the other plays too, which we don't ask you to make the great plays all the time.
Yeah, but Tommy, as a pitcher, what's that do to you mentally? Like I know some pitchers probably could just take it in stride, but there are a lot of pitchers, pitchers are accused of being like mental, you got
choices to make, Billy. You got a choice to make. I mean, you're choosing to worry about or the psyche about something you have no control over.
Right.
You know, you're choosing to worry about something you have no control of. You have to worry about yourself and take care of your job, because what if they're out there playing short, worrying about whether you're going to walk a friggin' guy,
Right.
you know, half the time you're out there, you know, so it goes hand in hand a little bit. So you gotta choose to be the positive guys. Hey, I'm going to pick you up if you make the error or whatever. And that's the part of the game you got to do, because they're going to make more good plays than they're going to make, you know, errors. So, I mean, that's bottom line. So nobody's out there trying to fail. And that's the way you look at it, man. That way you don't worry about that stuff. That's stuff out of your control.
Hey, Tommy, producer Daniel Ryan here. As we are, well, a little over 40 games into this season, I asked you about this guy a few weeks ago, Trey Turner, and you and him actually have something in common. This season,
wait to hear this.
This season, Trey Turner has 4 home runs for the Phillies along with 10 RBIs. You have 4 home runs in your entire career. You're a little bit of a slugger yourself. So I got to ask you.
Well, I could run into one every now and then.
Hey, that's something I can't say. So I'll give you the credit for that. But listen, I mean, we talked about him a few weeks ago when he's going to kind of fire up a little bit. We talked about Bryce Harper's potential return when I mentioned him a few weeks ago. But now, at this point, how much longer can you say it's still early in the season? It's still early. He's in a rut. I mean, he had 5 home runs and 11 RBIs in the World Baseball Classic, granted, against AA and AAA pitching. But with the Phillies, he only has 4 home runs and 10 RBIs in 44
and
games.
6 errors.
I mean,
okay.
What do you think's going on?
You look at the course of how long's the season? League season 6 months. We're a month and a half into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a good month and a half into it. So there's a lot of baseball left, you know, and things. You know, he's been, you know, his track record speaks for itself. You know, he's a career 300 hitter. You know, and right now it's just. And we sort of went through this. I don't know if you can put it in the same category as Castellanos last year. You know, guys.
Yeah.
You know, do they put undue pressure on themselves? You know, when they get, you know, make that money. I could, you know, say one of the contract. I mean, I didn't get it. I was a year by year guy, but when you feel like you're making good money, you want to go out there and earn what you make. You know what I mean? You want to. You know, it's not like you want to go out there and not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to earn what you make. Sometimes I don't know if that's the case. You put pressure on yourself or not, because, you know, what I see in Trey a lot, he's swinging at a lot of stuff, man. You know, sort of like Castellanos was a little bit. He's swinging the balls out of the zone and stuff like that, you know, which was not indicative of him, you know.
So, Tommy, what are you saying that he's trying?
At this point in his career, yeah.
Tommy, what are you saying? He's trying too hard to, like, because of the cost of the contract?
I don't know. I mean, as a pitcher, you know, I'm watching hitters and stuff all the time, you know, and you see, you know, watching guys from the bench and stuff like that. And you see guys who are scuffling a little bit. They're chasing stuff. You can see when they're having good takes and stuff, and you know, and different things. You know, and you know, as a pitcher looking, you can see when a guy's locked in. He's making good swing. He's making good takes. You know, he's fouling off stuff. He's fouling off stuff to live to get another pitch, that mistake to hopefully it can drive in a run or get a base hit or stuff like that. Right now, he's just swinging and missing too much. He's striking out way too much for a guy, to me, at the top of the lineup that's supposed to be more of an on-base guy. You know, so, you know, and uses speed, which, again, on top of that, he hadn't been stealing any bases. So, I mean, when he's on. So, I mean, and I look at that as that who's behind him? Bryce. You know, do you steal a base, leave the base open, and they walk Bryce, and, you know, and the people behind that type of thing? You can look at it that way on the stolen base side of things. But, you know, he's got to tighten the ship up a little bit. You know, them getting a day off yesterday was a pretty good thing. You know, maybe they got some chance to get him to recharge his battery a little bit and work on some positive things, and, you know, hopefully it carries over in today if he's back in the lineup.
Hey, Tommy Greene, this is Andrew Leeds, and I just wanted to ask you, we saw Aaron Nola yesterday delivered a pretty solid performance, especially with this season. And what do you think is the importance of a performance like that to kind of get him back into more consistency? Because this season there's been a lot of up and downs for him.
Well, I mean, he's been up and down, but he's been more steady, trending in the right direction. You know, he seems to have that one inning, you know. That gets you. You're gonna give up runs. You're not gonna go out there and shut people down all the time. You know, you're gonna give up runs, and you got to ask the team's got to pick you up in some games. Which in the game out in San Francisco, you know, I mean, he gave up 4 runs, but I mean, he pitched a solid ball game up to that one point where he scuffled just a little bit, and you know, but we didn't score any runs. So, I mean, how do you win when you don't score? You know, you look at the thing for this past week. it's pretty obvious, why we lost. We were 1-5. Before yesterday's game, count yesterday's game. Yeah, they scored 23 runs for the week. That was 12 runs yesterday. So for the other 5 games, they scored 11.
Yeah,
that's why they were 0-5. They were that, and they're pitching. They were middle of the road pitching, with a 4.5 ERA for the staff that week. So they were giving up that runs, but they weren't scoring enough. So they were giving up. They were just average pitching and not good hitting. And timely hitting. So that's the way you look at stuff like that.
Hey, Tommy, I got the lineup for you today behind Taijuan Walker on 3 days rest. So Trey Turner is back in the lineup. He's leading off today. And then they keep Nick Castellanos in the 2-hole playing right field. Then it's Harper, Realmuto, Schwarber. Bohm goes to first, batting 6th. Edmundo Sosa plays 3rd, batting 7th. Josh Harrison at 2nd, batting 8th. So Stott gets the day off. And Guthrie in center field, batting 9th.
Oh, so I haven't even seen the lineup yet. So you're telling me stuff I haven't seen yet. So. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Obviously they're doing a few things to, try to shake it up a little bit, and maybe wake some people up. And sometimes that happens. You got to do things to do that. It was good to see yesterday. They said Turner. What did Sosa do yesterday? He's batting 9th and went 3 for 4 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Or it was very, very turning the lineup over. Doing what he did. So it's when you start shaking things up, it kind of hopefully wakes people up a little bit and regenerates them a little bit. They feel like, hey, it's time to get it done. Not a sense of urgency or anything like that, but they go out there with a good frame of mind going out there to make things happen. So, just a positive vibe. There's nothing like that. Just like Walker coming back he's working on a day short rest, but he didn't have no.
He only pitched one inning. He only pitched one inning.
He pitched 2/3 of an inning. Yeah. He pitched, he didn't get through one inning. But still, you throw a number of pitches in those innings like he did. He should be able to come back from, barring any type of ailment he had. But to me, we got to get that rotation. The back 2 guys. The third or back third or 3 guys going. And pitching more consistently. This a yo-yo effect going around, is not a good thing. And getting him back out there on the horse again, because we're going to need him. You're going to need him for us to get where we need to go. We need him to find his rhythm and start like he did for those couple starts where he started using his fastball better, getting ahead in the count better, not and not putting himself in situations where he was putting himself in bad situations. So hopefully he can get back on track today a little bit and do some positive things.
All right, Tommy Greene. Well, we hope the Phillies can get a win today against the Chicago Cubs and win the series, and they move on. I think who they have next coming up. They have
Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks come in for
Diamondbacks,
3.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy Greene.
And the Braves.
As always, Tommy, we appreciate having you on every Sunday talking Phillies baseball with Tommy Greene. Thanks, Tita Green.
You got it, man.
All right, there he is. There's On the Mound with Tommy Greene is brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, a longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org. And remember to be a hero, be a designated driver. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title's there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912 4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill back on Monday, looking back at the Phillies weekend against the Cubs and what's next for the Sixers. They're starting to interview coaches. Nick Nurse, what's going on with James Harden, all that and more. Mike McGarry joins us, Sound of the Day, football at 4. We'll see you Monday on the Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number 1.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Progressive presents an ad from Mom.
When you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, bundle, that's a cute word. What? Read it again. Okay. When you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you get round-the-clock protection. Oh, that's darn good. Because once my older sister Dottie, her basement flooded.
Get round-the-clock protection when you bundle and save with Progressive. It's easier than getting your mom to make this radio ad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we have laundry appliances that just fit. Fit your space, fit your needs, and fit your budget. Like a new LG laundry set with 6-motion technology, using different wash motions to get clothes cleaner. And sensor dry to automatically adjust drying time, all making laundry quicker, cleaner, and easier on your clothes. Save up to 30% on select appliances, plus up to $100 off select laundry sets at the Home Depot. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Welcome to tonight's debate on the name of New Jersey's iconic breakfast meat.
Everyone knows it's pork roll.
Hey, calm down. The debate can finally be won thanks to the New Jersey Lottery's meaty new scratch-offs. The Jersey Debate with a top prize of $200,000.
Play the Jersey Debate. Name that meat scratch-offs with over $13 million in prizes. Anything can happen in Jersey.
Next topic. Is there a Central Jersey?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, more of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the Locker Room Youth Movement. Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds is in here, hanging up on the old man. Hey, I want to remind people about the fundraiser we've been talking about. Tara's Happy Boxes. We're having a fundraiser supporting children, children that are in need. It's on the 17th of June from 3 to 7. Call Tara Cioli at 609-415-8398 or send her an email, tarashappybox@gmail.com. They got live music, great food and drinks, raffle prizes. Rain or shine, they'll have a tent set up, and there's a new venue. They're putting the fun in fundraising. Give Tara Cioli a call at 609-415-8398. We're going to get into a little bit more NBA on the other side. I want to talk about the frustration of the Boston fan. I mean, I love to revel in their misery. You had the Bruins that won, 108 games this year or something like that?
First round exit.
Or 108 points they had, and they had first round exit. And now you got the Celtics who, I think everybody, including all the Boston people, probably had expectations that they were going to, after beating Sixers, would go to the NBA Finals, and it looks like that's not going to be.
Why are they running their offense in crunch time through Grant Williams? Now, granted, it almost paid off because he was looking pretty good in the fourth. Why are they running it through him? They're literally making plays designed for a Grant Williams 3. You cannot do that. You're on the verge of the NBA Finals.
This is off topic. I like how you said granted.
Yeah.
You were talking about Grant Williams.
As soon as I said it, I was like, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
that
no,
was kind of
intended.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that Tatum and Jaylen Brown are giving you nothing in the fourth quarter, on top of the fact that Jimmy Butler is one of the most clutch players alive in the playoffs. I mean, it's
Let
unfortunate.
me ask you this,
for them.
Andrew. What's your perception? Is it more the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler's intense passion for winning, or are the Celtics not showing up? Are they choking?
I do think it's a mix of both. I would have to credit more right now to the Celtics choking. I mean, when they're up by 15 points in multiple games, Jason Tatum's not giving you anything in the fourth quarter. Same with Jaylen Brown. Your two-star players. I mean, you can't rely on, like Danny was saying, Grant Williams to win games.
Danny, like, we're not the only ones in misery, right? I mean, Joel Embiid doesn't show up in Harding in the third and fourth quarter. Look at the Celtics, the mighty Celtics.
It's just a beautiful thing, Billy. We'll talk about it more when we get back, but it's a beautiful thing.
It's the youth movement in here with the old man, Danny Ryan, and the intern Andrew Leeds. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. On the other side, we'll continue our Sixers talk, NBA and NHL. We'll get in all that and more. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio.
Right hand drives, right baseline, ball in the way. Again, Butler nails it.
After 2 straight shocking defeats at home, the Celtics face a critical Game 3 as the series shifts to Miami. Will they respond, or will the Heat take the commanding 3-0 lead? Game 3 of the Heat and Celtics, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern.
Listen to the Eastern Conference Finals exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances, like a new GE refrigerator with internal water dispenser for a crisp, cool glass of water every time. Or a GE oven with built-in air fryer for healthier, crispier options with no preheating. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Save up to 30% on select appliances plus $300 off select refrigerators at the Home Depot. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Are you getting hit hard by low trade offers?
Ouch! That was a blindside.
That's a personal foul. Don't get blindsided by low trade offers. Bring any trade to Matt Platt Kia. Just because you don't see your new Kia on the lot doesn't mean you can't be driving it home tomorrow. Select from hundreds of new and certified Kias.
It's gotta be a Matt Black Kia.
Matt Platt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and now on Route 37 and Tom's River.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321321. That's ROCK to 321321.
Stand-up comic, actor, and podcaster Shane Gillis takes the stage at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Saturday, July 15th. Shane Gillis is one half of the comedy fan favorite Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast and co-created, wrote, and starred in the YouTube hit sketch series Gilly and Keys. Don't miss Shane Gillis live at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City on Saturday, July 15th. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you hear this,
They've got him again!
and this,
He scored!
and this,
Oh boy, what a move by Embiid!
you think of us. We are sports. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Red 83!
welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds. Danny Ryan, the producer of the Youth Movement's in here. And it's funny, guys, between breaks and, we talk about things. And we were just talking about, and we brought this up yesterday. You showed me the video, Andrew, of yesterday was the Eagles did their autism challenge. And A.J. Brown got knocked off his bike, or he was almost in a pretty serious accident.
He almost got knocked off his bike. His phone fell during the Instagram Live. He clarified it on Twitter, but he almost got knocked off the bike. And I saw a funny quote tweet. It was
it's all over social media.
Oh, yeah. It's great because it happened on Instagram Live. Luckily, he's okay. But I saw a funny quote tweet. It was like, does anybody know the whereabouts of Deebo Samuel or Juju Smith-Schuster during the Eagles autism drive? That might have been them.
And then also talking about like football, we were just kind of alluding to the fact that what was your first recollection of football, of NFL football, Andrew? And it just goes to show you how old I am. Go ahead.
Yeah, because my first recollection of football as a whole was reading By My Brother's Side as a kid, which was a book written by Tiki and Rondé Barber, which is just like a kid's picture book. My brother
and what was the first Super Bowl you remember?
The first Super Bowl I remember was the Steelers Cardinals Super Bowl 43. Incredible game. I still think it's objectively, obviously, unbiased.
How old were you?
How old was I?
Yeah, when you were.
I was 8, I want to say, when the game was played, and maybe 7. And honestly, it's the Eagles Super Bowl is obviously my favorite Super Bowl of all time. But being objective,
I'm talking about your first recollection.
But I'm saying if I were ranking all of the Super Bowls I've ever watched,
I just want to know what's the first.
That's my first, and I think it's the best still.
Danny Ryan, what's your first recollection of football? Watching football, this first Super Bowl you watched?
I thought that it was the Larry Fitzgerald catch to beat, or at least to go up to the 10-yard line in overtime from Carson Palmer. But my first recollection of NFL football was Sam Bradford dropping back. Bear with me. One of the good Sam Bradford memories in Midnight Green. Sam Bradford dropping back, finding nobody other than Jordan Matthews on a 41-yard pass to win the game in overtime over the Cowboys. That was my first recollection.
Wow.
I was jumping up and down, screaming like a little boy because it was 2015. I was not even in high school yet. And first Super Bowl I remember, I think it was the Pats versus the Seahawks. Okay. The Super Bowl in which Russell Wilson got intercepted.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
I had a block pool. And
you told me this before.
Yeah. And I was a $500 block pool, and here comes the Seattle Seahawks marching down the field. If the score remained the same, so they're on the 1 yard. I'm going to lose $500. I mean, if they don't score, and the next play he throws an interception, and I win the pool.
And you were jumping up and down like a little boy.
And I was jumping. Well, guys,
it's
just
crazy.
to show you, it's so funny. My first game that I ever attended was at Franklin Field. It was the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. And it was, I think, Lance Rensel was the wide receiver. I think Staubach or Don Meredith might have been in the quarterback for the Cowboys.
Wow. I couldn't even tell you who that is.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. You young guys. And how about my first recollection of a Super Bowl? This Super Bowl III, Joe Namath. Wow. Beating the Baltimore Colts. Guaranteeing a win.
You're aging yourself on this mic right now, Billy. Super Bowl III.
Just think about it.
What year was that?
1969. Wow. I was 8 years old.
My dad was.
And it was the game was in color, but my first television guys were black and white.
That's crazy to think. My dad was live for Super Bowl I. He was 16 during Super Bowl III, which is nuts. But
it's crazy. So I've seen every Super Bowl since I know I watched the because my dad had it on. I mean, my parents watched the first Super Bowls. I just don't really remember it. The first one that I remember is the Joe.
What year was the first Super Bowl?
1969.
69.
No, the first Super Bowl.
Yeah, the first 67.
Was like 67. It was the Chiefs and the Raiders. I think it was.
My parent.
Or no, Green Bay and Raiders, Green Bay and the Chiefs.
Yeah, so my parents weren't born until Super Bowl 8, I guess. So that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, January 15th, 1967 at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in Cali.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I think tickets were like $15 a ticket.
Imagine
Now
this
they're
day
like,
and
what,
age.
3,000 up.
You can't even get a nosebleed for that price, I feel like. It's crazy.
The NHL and NBA playoffs are in full swing. We get the conference championships going on. I don't know. I watched the 4 overtime game with the NHL, the Carolina Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers. But now Florida's up 2 games against the Hurricanes. I'm like kind of shocked on their home ice.
Team of destiny.
Right?
It seems like it. I mean,
so look at Miami, the Heat and the Panthers. And we think we're living at large with the Eagles and the Phillies, right? But Miami's got some pride down there.
And the Marlins aren't half bad. They're not going to win anything this year.
The Marlins are in second place right now.
Yeah, it's
Florida. They don't. What do they get? 3 people showing up.
It's looking
at
good.
The games down there.
Dolphins might have a good year. They might have a good year. Who knows?
Can you imagine?
Oh,
There's only how many cities have all 4 teams? There's only like 6 of them. I think.
Yeah.
Let me look it up while you guys.
And before that too,
New York, L.A.,
Philadelphia,
Chicago, Philly, Boston, Miami.
There are 13.
13.
Oh, double that number.
Oh, really? There are 13 now?
Yeah,
I think cities have expanded.
Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Denver.
Okay.
Which they're giving Colorado to Denver.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Detroit, LA, Miami, Minneapolis, so Minnesota, New York, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Francisco, and DC.
There you go.
Hey, it doubled. I mean, San Francisco, I forgot about, to be honest with you. But to
Right,
your
I
point,
think
too.
To be fair,
because
and also Golden State's gone. Well, no, Golden State's there. Oakland is going to be gone soon, though. But they do have the Giants. So.
Right.
To your point, too, about Florida and the Miami Heat and the Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay was on a run before.
That's right.
That part of Florida, the Lightning, the Buccaneers, the Rays went to the World Series and didn't win it. They were on a pretty good roll.
The Rays are like they
best team in baseball.
They came off to a great start.
Yeah.
And now they're still one of the best teams in baseball.
Yep.
But let's turn our attention to the Denver Nuggets and the Lakers. I mean, Denver's up 3-0, and you know what's funny with watching Jokovic, the Joker? He lumbers down the court. He doesn't look like he's all that. He looks like a big galoof. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's effective. He rebounds. I mean, even though he didn't score in the fourth quarter last game, he was very. I mean, in the first 2 quarters, he was dominating.
Last night, he had 24 points with 8 assists, 6 rebounds in 38 minutes. And that was honestly, I'll say it, a bad night for Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
And I mean, as Joel Embiid lovers over here, and not so much anymore after that second round exit and the stuff he said post game. But, you know, as supporters of Joel Embiid, I have to say Nikola Jokic is playing out of his mind and really just what he's able to do to help his team overall. I mean, he's making Jamal Murray that much better. 30 first half points, Andrew told me before the show. I mean, he's been unbelievable for them.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's very interesting how much my mind has shifted on Jokic and Giannis and Embiid. Like going into this playoffs, you would have asked me to rank the players. I would have had Giannis 1, Embiid 2, Jokic 3.
Okay.
After Giannis lost in the first round, it went Embiid 1, Jokic 2, Giannis 3. But now after everything, I'm sitting here with Jokic 1, Giannis 2, and Embiid at 3. And I love Embiid.
Who do you want to win the NBA championship now?
I am probably Miami.
Yeah.
Probably Miami.
Unfortunately, I'm going to go with the
you
Heat.
guys are staying in the East because we play in the East.
I'm only doing that because of Jimmy, to be honest with you. I wanted Jimmy in Philadelphia. He's a great player and he deserves it.
Yeah, I'd rather see Jimmy. Jokic, I honestly.
So who do you want to see in the championship? Obviously, it's going to be Denver against the Heat. Looks like.
Unless the Celtics can snag one tonight.
But they're in Miami tonight.
Yeah, you know the Heat are still underdogs, by the way, and ESPN's still giving them.
Why not? They get 7 undrafted players. They've got Jimmy Butler
because they're at home. They've won 2 straight. And they're at home.
Right.
Yeah,
they're still underdogs.
They should be favored at this point. I mean, I would have honestly.
The Celtics are choking.
The Celtics are still favored to win the series at 65-35.
Even though they're down 2-0.
The Heat have a 35% chance to win the series, according to ESPN analytics, because I want what they're smoking because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. And if it was up to me, I would have kind of liked to see a Miami-LA rematch. Obviously, the Nuggets are going to win. And I think the Nuggets are a fun team to watch. I don't mind the Miami-Denver.
Good point. They are a fun team to watch. I've been watching the game. They're a fun team to watch.
It's so funny. I
got to be honest with you guys, you young guys. I don't watch when I watch NBA. I mean, I watch the Sixers. Okay.
Yeah.
I very rarely until the playoffs. I won't watch the Denver against the Trailblazers, or I won't watch. You know what I mean? I just don't do it.
Yeah,
I'm
most
going to be
people
honest
don't.
with you. I watch Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, and Eagles. That's where all my sports viewing
You're
goes.
a Philly fan.
I'm a Philly fan, but I'm watching this Denver team thinking they're fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that really quick because I saw like a nationally televised, like somebody who should watch every NBA game and know what they're talking about on ESPN. She's like, I just watched my first ever Denver Nuggets game the other night. Jokic is really good. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. You should not be admitting that on the air.
Well, I can admit it because my show's predicated
You're
on
based in
on
Philadelphia.
Right.
When you're a national
media.
When you're national media like that, you shouldn't be admitting that. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I am pulling for Jimmy Butler. I look back, guys, and I think to myself, we had Jimmy Butler. Like the Miami Heat, the front office has done such a great job retooling without really tanking. I mean, they've been relevant for how many years now? Miami. They've gone through roster changes, yet they're always up there competitive.
Yeah, they had a dark period during like a little
But
bit
it
after
didn't last long.
No, it didn't. A little bit after the LeBron era, and then all of a sudden, even with the pieces they had, Goran Dragic, Hassan Whiteside, they were able to establish something, and that really goes to how great of a coach Eric Spoelstra is. What he's been able to do not only in the past years, but this season alone and in the playoffs alone. Guess what, Billy? He hasn't won a Coach of the Year award ever.
So
ever.
You know what? It just goes to show you, if you know basketball, you have good basketball IQ. You don't need the tank. You can put together a team. It's obviously the Miami Heat are proving it.
As long as you can make it a well-oiled machine, it should work. And they have a little bit of talent. Let's not lie to ourselves. 7 undrafted is crazy, but as long as you have just an ounce of talent,
Kyle Lowry,
and a surplus of IQ,
and look, they got
Bam Adebayo is incredible.
Hero's injured. Oladipo.
Right,
he's injured.
And they're still pulling it off.
Winning.
Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin.
So you attributed this to Spoelstra?
I do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jimmy Butler is the coach on the court. When he's out there with the players, he is 100% the leader and the coach. But in that huddle, Spoelstra is doing something right, man.
Didn't Jimmy Butler and Spoelstra, they argued like in public?
But I respect that.
Yeah, see, I think it's different than with Jimmy and Brett Brown. With Jimmy and Brett Brown, they always tried to act like they liked each other when we all knew they didn't. Versus Spoelstra and Butler, it's like a real family. It's like they're fine with calling each other out.
Families have arguments.
Exactly.
And they can be able to get over it.
And they were getting a lot of
except for me and my brother.
Yeah, right.
Your moron brother.
My moron brother.
Got to get him back on the show.
By the way,
get the locker room heated.
On the other side, we're going to talk about what we think the Sixers need to do moving forward. I have a list of free agents, of this year's free agents, next year's free agents, and we're going to talk to what we think the Sixers should do moving forward.
Sounds good to me.
Good to you?
We need to retool this roster.
Because I need the youth movement in here to give fresh ideas.
I hope you're listening, Daryl.
Stale, stagnating ideas, that old thought process. I don't want D'Antoni here.
No analytics, just them boys nice vibes.
You got Maury in your contact list? Give him a call. Say we're talking free agency coming up next.
First, for 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, a wedding, an event, let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for that special occasion. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the locker room sent you. For folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill. The food's great there. They're located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's a straight shot. Bingo. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs. Daily specials are open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. When you get down there, say hello to Renee and Kim, the bartenders. Thursday night is wing night, dollar wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. If you want to book a private party, call my good buddy Dave Lavari, 609-628-2225. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein in the locker room youth movement, Danny Ryan.
I'll take it.
You'll take it. and Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Back in the day, I was a casino manager, and Mr. Johnson came in one night. And he was wearing his own football jersey.
Hey, what team
it
was
a
this?
Jet. It was 1999. We just thought it was odd that you were wearing your own jersey.
He really got me out there looking like a lame. Man, please, Dave, stop it.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called Testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321321. That's ROCK to 321321.
Stand-up comic, actor, and podcaster Shane Gillis takes the stage at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City, Saturday, July 15th. Shane Gillis is one half of the comedy fan favorite Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast and co-created, wrote, and starred in the YouTube hit sketch series Gilly and Keys. Don't miss Shane Gillis live at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City on Saturday, July 15th. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
This is a great song.
Build up.
Build up. The build up.
Build up for what we're about to give you for Sixers free agency.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live in the Tom's River Auto Group studio in Northfield. It's The Locker with Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds. Danny Ryan produced it. It's the youth movement.
Are you sure it's not Danny Green?
Yeah, but you know what? He won 3 rings.
Three-time champion, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Yeah. Are there any good basketball players named Andrew?
Andrew Bynum.
All right. Hey, yesterday we started our Beach Patrol report. We're going to do that every Saturday throughout the summer, as we know that this area has a racing schedule is going to take on. We'll be talking to chiefs and lieutenants and some of the racers. The Beach Patrol report is brought to you by McCann Realtors of Seattle City, 4111 Atlantis Avenue in Seattle, and then, of course, the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association celebrate 125 years of protecting beachgoers. That's every Saturday throughout the summer. Guys, I'm going to have you guys put your GM hats on. And by the way, so we're down on Daryl Morey right now, but he has an opportunity to change people's minds. You know how fickle people are in Philly, right?
Yeah,
This area.
that's a good word.
I mean, look at Howie Roseman. I mean, he was under a lot of pressure. He was ridiculed. I was one giving him a hard time, but hey, man, I call balls and strikes. He's done an absolutely magnificent job in the last 2 or 3 years, and he solidified himself as one of the best general managers in all of football.
Yeah.
What's to say Daryl Morey can't do that? If he does have a successful offseason this year, I'm sure he'll get back in the good graces. So I ask you, young guys, put your general manager's hat on. Let me start with you, Danny Ryan.
Danny Greene.
Danny Greene? There's a lot. There's in 2023. There's a list of some of the top free agents. Harden, of course, Kyrie Irving, Fred VanVleet, Brooke Lopez, Middleton, Porzingis, D'Angelo Russell, Draymond Green, Josh Hart, and Cam Johnson, just to name a few. So what would your strategy be moving forward for this up-and-coming Sixer season?
Well, I got a quick question for Andrew. On this list, Andrew, is Cam Johnson restricted or an unrestricted free agent?
From what I remember seeing, it was unrestricted. However, I'm gonna
because if he's unrestricted, that's huge. He's a young small forward who can absolutely play basketball to the fullest extent.
What's this one thing that the team needs more than anything else?
Right now,
supporting cast around Joel Embiid, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
But you need somebody that when we need somebody that's more of a consistent 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
because that's what
you have a lot of
those
on this list,
right?
100%. You need more than just one guy who can be a consistent.
It looks like he might be restricted.
So give me your strategy moving forward. What would you do if you were Daryl Morey?
Well, we've talked about it. If James Harden wants the 4-year max, he's out of here. Go to Houston. Go to wherever you want to go to get the best clubs. Whatever. See ya. Tobias Harris.
So you would bring James Harden back if
it was
you got it for a bargain basement discount.
I would give him similar to the deal he got this past offseason where he took a discount, but only for 2 years. Maybe 3 with a team option, player option, but I'm not giving him that 4-year max.
He's 33 years old. You can't give him a
and
4-year deal.
He'll be 34 by the time the season starts.
Right.
You can't do it. So
if Daryl Morey does this, you can see what's going on.
And if he brings in D'Antoni alongside him, you can definitely see what's going on. So see James Harden. I want him out of there. Tyrese Maxey, you got to take that next step so you can afford to let Harden go. You will have to get a guard, though.
Because no matter what you do, you should still be a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, you still have two really good players.
Somebody brought up a great point yesterday that prior to in the weird gray area where it was post Ben Simmons but pre James Harden,
right?
To start off that season, the Sixers were 8-2, and then they got COVID. The entire lineup got COVID, and they fell to like 8-10, and then they were fine until we traded for James Harden. So Embiid has proven that if he has some guys around him, obviously we don't have Seth Curry, we don't have Danny Green.
So his knock is he's a regular season. He plays really well in the regular season, but the playoffs roll around, it's a different animal.
Yeah.
Continue with your thought process there, GM.
So Harden's leaving. Maxey's taking that next step, in my opinion. He probably has another year or two before he takes the real, true next step. But then you're going to move Tobias Harris's contract. As much as I like him as a person, he's not a player that's worth max money. You got to find a team that's willing to bite on that contract, and Morey can do it. He found a team that was willing to bite on Horford's contract, and you got back a serviceable player in Danny Green and some picks. So
where did Horford go? He went to Oklahoma City.
They traded to Oklahoma City. They bought him out, and the Celtics got him. So I like, doing those two just to start off for the groundwork, and then just taking a look at the 2023 free agents as it sits. I like Fred VanVleet.
That's what I said yesterday, VanVleet.
And I like him. You're going to have to put him at the point guard to start off at least, but you hope Maxey can go into that point guard role next season, the season after. So I like VanVleet a lot, and if you whiff on him, I like Josh Hart a lot. Now,
that was the name.
You like Josh Hart as well?
He really, really improved on the Knicks after the trade deadline. I mean, he was the key reason as to how far they went in the playoffs. The key reason they beat the Cavs in the first round.
Okay.
So I like him a lot, and you'd bring him back to Philadelphia.
Basketball, Paul Reed stay on your roster?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've been searching for this backup center for so long. Unless you can get a really good guy on the market that's willing to take a backup role, why not see what he has? You already released Charles Bassey, and he looks like he could be a pretty good backup.
Okay. All right, Andrew, intern Andrew Leeds, put your GM hat on.
It's tough. I do not envy Daryl Morey because you can look at this season and you could look at this free agency list where obviously if James Harden walks, we don't get any money for it. We don't free up any space. So let's say we can't trade the Tobias contract. I think we will, but we can't. You got to wonder, do you just kind of not punt this season, but don't do anything drastic?
Well, that's what
wait until
my
next
suggestion
year.
was yesterday.
The only thing is, I agreed with you at first, but now I'm not so sure because somebody pointed out. You look at the East right now. The Bucks are aging, and they have a bunch of free agents right now.
Do.
The Heat are a one-man show. Then you can't rely on them to be a contender every year.
Siakam's gone.
Jaylen Brown.
He's a free agent in the 24th.
So the Raptors
they might want to get rid of him.
Yeah, the Raptors might be out of it. The Celtics, Jaylen Brown and Al Horford, they might be gone. I mean, Al Horford's aging, and he's a free agent maybe. And Jaylen Brown doesn't look happy, and he's a free agent next year. So they might be gone. The Celtics might be looking to rescramble. The East could be wide open for the taking next year. So maybe the Sixers do something a little crazy and they sign and trade and get Kyrie Irving, or they trade for Damian Lillard if he becomes available.
I don't know if I would get Kyrie. I mean,
I don't know.
Kyrie. I think he's a great basketball player. Don't get me wrong. But
I was going back and forth on Twitter with former producer here at 97.3, Nick Earnshaw.
Right.
Shout out to Nicky.
And he put the poll up. He said, would you rather James Harden or Kyrie Irving? And 60+% chose Kyrie Irving. And I said, these results are disappointing. We went back and forth, but
I'm done with Harden. I'm done with him.
I'm done with Harden too.
Would you rather bring back Harden or bring in Kyrie Irving? If one of those had to happen.
If I had to make a decision, I'd bring Kyrie Irving.
Oh man.
No?
That was basically what he was asking.
Yeah, because I'm like, the last vision in my head right now is James Harden going down the lane and falling.
I get that.
Or flopping like
trying to hook his arms.
Yeah, how many times did I complain to you? Have I complained about the fact that James Harden, he looks for the foul, he gets knocked down, he throws his arms up like he was shot. It was the worst foul ever committed, and the whistle doesn't blow.
I completely get it. However, my lasting image of Kyrie Irving is joining a team that was the 4 seed and then falling completely out of the play-in by the time the season
he's a cancer,
ended.
right?
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, don't get me wrong. He would be a great talent to add, a great player, but I don't know if he would take any dysfunction away from this roster and this organization. The front office has dysfunction. Obviously, the coaching staff had a little bit of dysfunction. That's why Doc Rivers is out of here. And the players, they have dysfunction within their motivation. How is Kyrie Irving going to help that scenario?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Maybe
you probably don't bring in either of them.
But you do agree with me, guys, that Daryl Morey can write this ship.
Yes.
He can endear himself to the Philadelphia fan, the Sixer fan. You're only as good as your last win. You're only as good as your last thing. So he's got this whole off season.
To the point you made earlier, too, Howie Roseman used to be an analytical guy just like Daryl Morey is, and still is an analytical guy. He just figured out to learn from his mistakes. Now, Morey hasn't made a ton of mistakes in Philadelphia. He's made them all around the league, not in Philadelphia.
So Morey's been here, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
He's been here since, 2021.
All right, so
and his list of moves I have written out.
You guys like the fact that he got rid of Horford. He got rid of Ben Simmons.
Yeah, rid of Josh Richardson, who was a fine player, but he just kind of wasn't the right fit
so
for
this
us.
team needs somebody, a more of a consistent three-point shooter.
And he also got DeAnthony Melton.
Yeah, he did pick up DeAnthony Melton for Danny Green.
I did like that.
Signed PJ Tucker.
Well, he
kind
of faded in the playoffs too, though.
He was bad at the end of the year.
By the way, the one stat that just irritates me to no end about James Harden, in game 5, 6, and 7, in the fourth quarter, he scored a total of 0 points.
Yep.
You got to, if you're going to be a max player, you got to. That's your time to shine.
Exactly. You need to
he
shine when it matters
he
most. And he put up 9 points.
And if Morey brings him back, I'm just afraid that we're going to get what's the definition of insanity?
Doing it over and over
Same
again.
Thing.
Expecting
So if he brings
result.
D'Antoni in and Harden again, and he brings him in on a max contract, I guarantee people are going to be up in arms, man.
I would not be able to stand for that. I'm sorry. And we're talking all this free agency mix and match stuff with the Sixers roster. There's a high probability they bring it back with a different coach. They bring the same roster back. If they do that, I can't be too upset because, like Andrew said, you just punt it for the season and hope for a better free agent class in 2024, like there is.
And it's not a tank because this team can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they will.
And they will.
Barring Embiid's health.
Right. That's another concern. I mean, he's always been hurt.
And that's the other concern with punting this year. Is Joel Embiid going to stand for that? I mean, he's in his 30s. He knows he doesn't have that much time left. Is he going to be willing to give up a year of his prime after winning an MVP to just coast for a year and then wait about for next year? He might not want to wait for next year. He might want to win right now.
Let me ask you this question, Intern.
Does he want to win right now, though?
I was going to say, that was exactly. Do you really believe the body language that he portrayed, that he puts off is something that he wants to win like at all costs? I don't get that impression.
You know what's crazy? I saw somebody pointed out how 5 years ago when we lost Game 7 to the Raptors, how he was in tears about how upset he was that they lost. And that moment, it was like, he's going to be back.
Right.
This guy cares about winning. Meanwhile, flash forward 5 years, you see him and Jason Tatum after game 7. He's laughing. He's like, you chose today to go off? Like, yeah, Embiid. Why wouldn't you choose a game 7
to go to the Eastern Conference Finals? You know, I completely agree with that take, Andrew, because
it's like, what happened?
It seems like to me that winning fire and the fire within him just completely evaporated after game 7 against the Hawks.
Yeah.
I think Ben Simmons, and I'm not blaming solely Ben Simmons because Joel Embiid's his own man, but I think that whole saga just took a lot out of him.
And by the way, you guys, you know what just gets under my crawl? The fact is, if you're a competitor, why would you want to go back to Houston?
Because he's not a competitor.
That's exactly. Well, that's my point. I mean, like there's all this rumor going around that he's everybody's reporting that he's going back to Houston. Who in their right mind, if you're a competitor, you're in Philadelphia and you're this close to going, you're one game away from going to the Eastern Conference Final and possibly have the same roster in place to do it again next year to make another step to wanting to go to Houston.
Yeah, the only thing you can say positive about Houston besides the nightlife is the fact that they do have a lot of open cap. They have an open cap space, so they could bring in another star with him, but I don't know how they're going to do that because I don't think anybody.
But you know what you have in Philly here.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old
unknown.
It's like the old Family Guy sketch where it's like, would you rather have a boat or a mystery box that could be anything? It could even be a boat. Right? It's just like, oh, the mystery box, it could be anything.
The thing with James Harden is like everyone's a competitor to an extent, but only certain players have that competitive edge. He does not have that competitive edge within him. He just doesn't. I feel like him and Joel Embiid, specifically Harden, because he's been doing it for longer, they don't have that just.
That's why if you have a guy like Jimmy Butler on or that type of mentality on your team,
imagine
that would raise Joel Embiid's.
And that's why I don't think it's too late for Joe. I think he can get that fire back. We just need the right coach, another co-star who actually cares.
Right.
And I think we can get that competitive Embiid back.
You know, just imagine the Sixers were able to get their paws on a guy like Jimmy Butler once in a lifetime. That'd be crazy. Oh, wait. They did.
They did.
And they blew it. Elton Brand, you should be gone too.
You should be gone too. All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, a wedding, any type of special event. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need to have a successful event. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store at Summers Point. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Hey, there's a new wind blowing at Maserati of the Main Line. The new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati of the Main Line located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein and the youth movement, Andrew Leeds and Danny Ryan right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill back on Monday, looking back at the Phillies weekend against the Cubs and what's next for the Sixers. They're starting to interview coaches. Nick Nurse, what's going on with James Harden, all that and more. Mike McGarry joins us, Sound of the Day, football at 4. We'll see you Monday on the Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote, at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Progressive presents 10 things on a food truck owner's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Stocking the fridge, prepping the stations, finding employees that get along well, finding employees that actually do their job. Looking at you, Gary. Balancing the books, balancing the flavors, having a fresh menu and fresh produce and fresh meat, but never a fresh mouth. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Now, more of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, and producer Danny Ryan here to the Youth Movement. I want to remind people that this event on June 17th, Towers Happy Boxes fundraiser benefiting local children. There's been a venue change. Go to towershappyboxes@gmail.com or give Towers Cioli a call at 609-415-8398 for more information. But they've got great music. They got a live band, great food, drinks, raffle prizes. Raiders Shine, they got a tent set up, and they're putting the fun in fundraising. So give Tara a call. It's a great event helping local children. So, all right, guys, you know what? Watching Jimmy Butler and Andrews just put this what did you just put something on a
The edit. Oh yeah, on my TikTok, I put together a sad edit where it's like the audio. It's like it's just sad. It's hard, and on the Sixers it says like he told me to buy a pony, but all I wanted was you. And when it says you, it changes to Jimmy Butler, and then it goes to Jimmy Butler Sixers.
And I see
highlights.
you get a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean 800 views, nothing crazy. It's TikTok, so that just TikTok. It just puts
I don't know because I don't know TikTok. I'm not on TikTok.
Get with the times, Boomer.
Yeah. But you're right. We had Jimmy Butler, and we let him go.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the time, and I mean, there's that one poll we've talked about back in March 1st. 91% of Sixers fans answered they'd rather have Tobias Harris. However, I saw somebody bring up that was like the day that we traded for Tobias Harris, so we didn't even see him on this team, and Jimmy was actually struggling at the time. So Jimmy was going through a bit of a rut. So not Sixers fans being playful and emotional like we are. 91% of us were like, oh yeah, we'll take Tobias Harris over him. But if you look back, I know
my brother Bobby and I were Jimmy Butler guys.
I remember, I was a run it back guy. I mean, I want to just bring the whole team back. I mean, if you had to choose, I liked Jimmy more. I understood the argument that people were making that Tobias Harris was a better fit simply because he's a better shooter and we needed shooters around Ben and Embiid. While Butler's a shoddy shooter.
Right.
However, you look back on it now, and obviously hindsight's 2020. I
But
mean,
the desire to win, the fact that he's a winner, his competitiveness, the fact that you can see that he's like carrying this team on his back. Tobias Harris, what do we get from Tobias Harris?
All you needed to know that you needed to keep Jimmy Butler, the only information you needed to see if you were Elton Brand was the fact that he beat the starters on the Timberwolves in practice when he was with the third stringers. I mean, dude, you're bringing the G Leaguers up, and you're beating Karl Towns, Andrew Wiggins, whoever else is on that team.
That's another basketball player with the name Andrew, by the way.
Yes. One championship for you, Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's all you needed to know that he had that competitive edge and he had that, for lack of a better term, dog in him. And he still has it. I mean, he's always had that determination.
No, actually, the dog has that Jimmy Butler in it.
Yeah, that's how it's gotten to this point with what he's been able to do. It's just, like I said before the break, Elton Brand, you have to pay for your mistakes. And he's still technically the GM, even though Daryl Morey's the president of basketball.
Well, he's the GM and Morey's the president.
Brand does the dirty work. Right. He starts the phone calls. He doesn't make the decisions.
You don't think he has any input?
I think he has input for sure. But I mean, if Daryl Morey wants to make a move and Elton Brand's like, I don't know, Daryl Morey's going to say, I'm doing it.
This is where, and we don't know, obviously. Yeah. This is our perception, but this is where I think Howie Roseman this is where his strength is. He takes the advice. It looks like, and we've been told through other outlets that this is what he's been doing. He's taking the advice of scouts and other coaches on the staff and coming to a consensus, not I'm doing all the picks on my own.
And you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but he's even taking some consideration from the fans into his decisions. Like not even just like one or two fans saying, oh, you need to do this. Literally the majority. What is your fan base saying? Right. How are they leaning right now? Yeah, you can go with the fact that you might think they're crazy, they're Philadelphia fans, but you could also go with the fact that they've been rotting in either failure or mid-success for the past 20 years, and they know what might be decent for the team. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say fans are so smart, they should replace Howie Roseman or Daryl Morey, but there's a reason as to why your fan base, who lives, breathes, and just plain up dies for your team, is saying what they're saying. Take it into consideration.
Yeah, and also the fact that you mentioned with the fans and all that, I think he is taking their advice, because if you look at like the last, I can remember vividly the last 5 drafts.
Right. A
lot of the time, the fans wanted Devontae Smith. He drafted Devontae Smith. He's a stud. We wanted Jordan Davis. Right. Yeah. Hopefully he's great. I mean, he was great last year. Hopefully he steps up. We wanted Jalen Carter this year. He got Jalen Carter. But even look at the fans. We wanted Justin Jefferson. Everybody at that point wanted Justin Jefferson. He went Jalen Reagor. It was a mistake. We wanted DK Metcalf. They went J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. It was a mistake. The Eagles fans are smarter than some people would like to believe.
Let me ask you two young guys this. What is your perception of Philly? Is it a basketball town, a football town, a baseball town?
When it's really cooking, when it's and I mean, like last year World Series run, it's a baseball town. But year round, without the Phillies succeeding the way they did last year, it's a football town.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly. I think even with last year with the baseball, I still think it is a football town at the end of the day. But baseball is the only one that could. I remember there were shows during the Eagles on their 8-0 run, right, where we weren't even talking about the Eagles because the Phillies were so big. I feel like even if the Sixers say they were still fighting right now and they go to the championship,
yeah, but then also the Sixers benefited from the Eagles run.
Yeah,
but we didn't talk any Sixers basketball.
Yeah, while they were struggling,
right? Up until February,
I think
we really didn't talk Sixers basketball.
Yeah, and obviously going to a championship like the Phillies did will help any team. But if the Sixers went to the championship this year, I don't think it would take over as much as the Phillies had. Obviously, not as much as the Eagles, and I don't think the Flyers would either. I think the Flyers could, but I don't think. I think the Flyers probably in like the natural state. If every team stunk.
Well, we elevate when our teams do well. I mean, they get the full support of the community. But I'm just saying, like, I know the fans have a good grasp of football knowledge. I think by and large, I think our fan base is knowledgeable of football more so than say baseball.
Exactly.
Hockey.
And then
that's the perception.
My perception also is with that is like let's say every team stunk just as bad. I think the ranking in which the fans would care about them would be Eagles 1, Phillies 2, probably Flyers 3, and Sixers 4. That could rotate.
Look, I got to tell you guys, there was a time, in the 70s when the Eagles were god awful.
When that's the
hard,
thing,
and
too.
they still sold out.
That's why I say when the Phillies are really cooking and they're really having a lot of success, it's a baseball town.
Right,
It's
people
dominated
come
by
back,
that because they had the success in the 80s. They had the success in the 90s, came up short in 93. And the 2000s, they won the championship in 08, went to it in 09 and fell short. So, when they have that success, they just band together around this team. Now, Billy, I got to ask you, who do you think really dominates this town? Which team, once they're really having a lot of success, is it the Phillies or Eagles?
I think it's the Eagles.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Only reason I disagree with
Only
that
because the NFL now is 360.
Oh, 100%. It dominates all the other leagues, too.
Right?
But the only reason I disagree with that, specifically in the city of Philadelphia, is because of what you just mentioned. The Eagles were very, very bad until Andy Reid took over. They didn't have any success, if you really think about it. And then all of a sudden, Andy Reid established this culture. Football in Philadelphia became more fun. It became more gritty, blue collar. The Phillies had that storied history before them, so I think when they get good again, especially the lack of success,
I think the Philadelphia Phillies fan is more patient than the Eagles.
Yeah.
Baseball is a pastime. Football is in your face.
And I think the fact that
once a week,
I feel
build up.
I feel like people would make the argument that every Eagles game sells out even when they stink. But the problem is with the Phillies, the stands are empty. But the problem with baseball is there's 162
Right,
games.
there's a game every
in
single
the middle
night.
of the day. Obviously the stands are going to be empty if the team's not good. Versus football, it's a set time every Sunday. Of course they're going to sell out. So I agree with you that I do think baseball does deserve more credit. I do think I'd say it's a football town.
Yeah,
ultimately,
it's definitely a football town.
Let me ask you this, guys. And do you think the process? Because there was a lot of people on both sides of that argument. There were a lot of people that despised, me included, the process, if you will, where you have to tank. Right. And there were a lot of people that were for it.
I liked it.
I think it divided you like the process.
What else?
So you like losing on purpose? Why hasn't Miami had the tank?
Well, Billy, my thing is,
see, I believe that if you're worth your salt as a GM, as a front office guy, you should be able to spot talent and not make a mistake of letting certain people go for other people.
At the same time, too, the answer is right here, what you just asked. The front office. The front office is the difference between the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers as to why they didn't have to tank. Not just, Sam Hinkie, Brian Colangelo. I'm not talking just strictly GM. I'm talking ownership all the way up from the GM.
Yeah, well, I don't think Josh Harris is into the...
He's worried about buying the Commanders.
I was going to say, he's got the Devils, the Commanders, and the... and that you can see that influence or it just looks the appearance like he doesn't care.
Yeah,
makes it way.
And in Miami too, there's just that different winning culture.
When you heard Daryl Morey say in the press conference last week that he had to tell the management or he had to tell ownership that winning's hard.
Yeah, see,
really.
For me, when it comes to the process and trust, I always trusted the process. I was a big process guy.
Really?
But
the
main reason
tolerate losing on purpose.
Well, okay, because the main reason, I think it's smart. Because you look at the team.
Figure it out.
Because they were winning 9 games.
Because honestly, you look at the guys we had to build around. I'm against doing the process all over again right now. I think that's ridiculous. I would not trade Embiid to restart the process.
Yeah, no.
My brother wants to blow the whole thing up and get rid of Embiid. I'm like, Bobby, I don't think you should do that.
At the time when we started the process, who was our best player, Billy?
I couldn't even tell you.
Exactly. So that's why I was fine with bottoming out because
Drew Holiday,
Thad Young,
but
Iguodala.
Iguodala was gone already. I think
he was already gone.
I think he had just left.
The best player, and this was kind of after the process started, Michael Carter Williams for a year,
who peaked on his first night in the league.
Yep.
By the way, look at all those bad picks. How many wasted picks?
Yeah.
New Orleans Noel, Joel Okafor,
Jaleel Okafor.
That's the one thing with Sam Hinkie.
Fultz.
The thing is, though,
Fultz should have worked. That was a shame.
You can bash the Sixers for the Simmons and Fultz pick all you want. I definitely agree with Jaleel. D'Angelo Russell was in that draft. You could have gotten him on some of his best years, and Noel didn't make any sense either.
We could have gotten Jason Tatum. Am I wrong about that?
That was in the Markelle Fultz
That's
draft.
a flawed thing, though, because the Celtics were always going to take Tatum.
Right,
they just didn't want to have to take him with the first because nobody thought he was worth the first.
Right.
The problem with the Fultz pick was if the Sixers didn't trade up to pick him at 1, another team would have, or the Celtics, like he said, would have taken Tatum at 1, and then somebody would have gotten Fultz at 2 because he was the consensus top prospect in that draft.
Which honestly, you look back, that wouldn't have been bad because Lonzo Ball. I like Markelle Fultz still. I think Lonzo Ball's had the better career, so maybe it would have worked out for us in the end. But I mean, yeah. So they had to make that move, and they only gave up the 1 pick for it. It's not like we traded everything.
And Simmons and Fultz were both the consensus all around most polished guys in the draft class. So, you can bash them all day if you want, but hindsight's 20/20.
I know, but see, the process was successful in the fact that they did set themselves up. In all the drafts, to get these guys, but the guys that they drafted weren't the right ones.
No, it was
I mean,
bad.
drafting 3 centers in a row, obviously.
So
Embiid
you got a
worked
half.
out.
That's the problem right there.
Right.
Even with Embiid working out, why are you drafting 3 6'10" above guys in height in a row?
Well, 4 actually with Ben.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Nerlens, Okafor, Embiid, and Ben were all 6'10" and taller.
It's like, what? How does that make sense?
I love it. The youth movement getting pissed off. Hey, for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, a wedding, have an event you want catered, with a great selection of beer, wine, and spirits. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio.
Right hand drives right baseline, falling away again. Butler nails it.
After 2 straight shocking defeats at home, the Celtics face a critical Game 3 as the series shifts to Miami. Will they respond, or will the Heat take the commanding 3-0 lead? Game 3 of the Heat and Celtics, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern.
Listen to the Eastern Conference Finals exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number 1.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we have laundry appliances that just fit. Fit your space, fit your needs, and fit your budget. Like a new LG laundry set with 6-motion technology, using different wash motions to get clothes cleaner. And sensor dry to automatically adjust drying time, all making laundry quicker, cleaner, and easier on your clothes. Save up to 30% on select appliances, plus up to $100 off select laundry sets at the Home Depot. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
My little brother's friends have been camped out at our place for 2 days straight. 3. It's because of the Xfinity 10G network. Internet that can handle a house full of screens at once, with basically no interruptions. And it's only getting faster. When I was their age, internet like this was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Please go home.
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity.
Now through June 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit per second internet with unlimited data on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the Youth Movement, Andrew Leeds, the Intern, and Danny Ryan producing. We sent Shaner to the game today. You got courtesy of Tom Jackson and Son Electro.
Shaner and Egg Harbor Township chimes in and says, so excited for the game today. Thank you all so much. He's glad to see Kyle slam the ball out of the park yesterday with his grand slam. He's also calling another Schwarbaum today when he's at the game, along with a Harper home run. And Alec Boehm goes 3 for 4. Phillies win 8-0 to end up the Cubs series.
I love it. Okay, boys, did I miss anything today? We pretty much covered it all.
You did actually. Who do you want to be head coach, Billy? You never.
Yeah, who do you want?
I said Monty Wolf.
Oh, you do want Monty Wolf. That's right, Danny. Did you answer that? Who do you want?
I want Nick Nurse, and they're setting up a meeting with him, but he's had some beef with Joel Embiid in the past, so it might not happen. But I want Nick Nurse because he can coach a big man.
All right. We got the Phillies today at 1:05.
1:35.
1:35. Yes. We have the
Game 3 of Boston-Miami.
Boston-Miami tonight.
8:30 Eastern.
Of course, Mike Hill will have all the sports results from the weekend with you on the Sports Facts with Mike Hill, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6. Thank you, Danny Ryan, for doing a great job. The Intern, Andrew Leeds, as always. I want to thank Tommy Greene on the mound. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next week right here on 97.3.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
It's almost summer. The beach, baseball game.